Back and bigger than ever. It's the Unofficial 40 from Soonerscoop.com. Now, here's the entire Sooner Scoop crew. Carrie, Josh, Eddie, and
George.
All right, welcome back. It is another edition of the Unofficial 40 podcast right here on Soonerscoop.com, where the gang is back. Josh, we missed doing an Unofficial 40 with you last weekend during the North Oval tailgate, but we had a lot of people come by. President Joe Harris and Gabe Eichard stepped in and filled in admirably for you. So had a lot of fun.
That was great.
It's hard for me to commit to do it again after the morning that I've had, but we had to basically rip apart a truck all by ourselves. It was a lot of fun. Got the new studio in, though, Josh. I can tell you, I looked at it, and I was like, when they sent the pictures, I was like, man, that's all like $60,000 get you. You feel a lot differently when you have to take it out piece by piece of a back of a freight truck. It's a lot of shit. Anyway, what do you guys want to do first? You want to do recruiting, or do we want to jump right into Michigan? Because recruiting news is hot right now.
Well, I had a couple of takes on Taylor Swift's new album, if we wanted to start there.
Just a shit starter.
I mean, did this get addressed on Saturday?
Yeah.
Like clearly.
Yeah, we did. Thanks for listening.
Okay, good. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we didn't put it up. Never mind.
Yeah.
No, we did. There was the part.
We put up the
No, we put up
Joe
the very
Harris
beginning, and then we put up, I think we put up the first 9 minutes until we really got into, like, Michigan talk.
We were really rolling until the gas generator went out. It was a really good show.
It was a
good show afterwards. But yeah, it was good. Joe Harris, that was really fun to do as well. Have him sit down with us. You can watch that on the Soonerscoop.com YouTube channel. So it was good. I thought it was great. It was a good start for what I think could be something that's really, really cool.
There was a part, I know, because I edited it, where we were giving away free hats because we were just getting rid of some overstock and stuff. We thought, hey, give out some free hats. If we're back there this weekend, I don't think we're going to have as much merch to give away. But you can hear one person walking up and saying, mentioning something about, is George going to leave the pod anytime soon or something like that?
I was kind of blown away how many people came over there. Like, just to listen and hang out.
I cannot wait. I'm seriously going to stay here and then walk over there and see what it's like on Friday night.
I think there's a lot of Michigan fans coming down this weekend as well. Definitely. Just kind of reading off the tea leaves of social media and stuff. It seems like this is going to be a destination type trip for them, and I'm sure that it'll be the same for Oklahoma fans going up to Ann Arbor next year.
They've never been here before. We've never been to Ann Arbor before. I know George has been there professionally probably a couple of times when he was interning for the Detroit Free Press, maybe.
Yes, yeah, I was out there for, I can't remember what I was covering, something in the summer, but it's a cool town.
Is the stadium, does it seem like, have you been to Tennessee? Have you been
Didn't you live with a Chinese guy?
Yeah, well, he was from Hong Kong.
Hong Kong, that's right.
And I took him to his first ever Journey concert.
What a memory.
First ever concert. I think it was the first ever concert he's ever been to. And I took him to Def Leppard and Journey at, what's the ballpark there?
Comerica.
Yeah. And it was awesome. But
I've seen it on television. It looks like they've kind of
it's in the
updated
ground.
The outside a little bit too.
Well, it's in the
recently.
ground. You walk up to it, the big house, and it's like not very tall because it's built into the
Sunken
ground.
into
so you walk in and you're at the top of the big house, and then you walk down to your seat. I'm pretty sure. At least I'd never been in it, but I've walked around.
It's kind of like the Atlanta Braves' new ballpark. Like you're at the top of the stadium when you walk into it. And it's sunken down in. I don't know if that's
like that.
And I want to say Pittsburgh Stadium's kind of like that too, Eddie. Did you walk? I've
never been inside PNC. We've walked around it.
Right, but doesn't it look like the field is like a lot lower?
You talking about the Steelers Stadium?
No, that's
no. The new Pittsburgh.
The PNC is the baseball.
Pirates.
Oh.
I don't remember. I think it's kind of like that.
I remember walking around. It seemed like it was.
I don't think it's like too far.
Yeah, not like crazy.
It's like I think it'd probably be like the brick, where you have like that. I guess the 100 section. Then you do walk down, but I don't think it's like cut out of anything.
Yeah,
because it's on the same level as the water, isn't it? I don't know. I don't remember.
It's so hilly in
It's been a minute
Pittsburgh.
since I've been there.
Yeah.
It's an awesome stadium, though. Aesthetically, it's one of the best stadiums, probably.
I haven't seen anyway. We don't need to get into all that, but no, it was great seeing everybody and a lot of people. I loved Josh. What I loved is you saw young people coming, just flocking to Eddie and George. The YouTube going after the younger demographic is definitely working. So they're famous. I mean,
it was immediate when I got over there.
Mm-hmm. You got mobbed by 3 dudes.
Yeah, I did. It was cool though. I had a lot of fun and
It's just fantasy.
and there was when Harris came over, there was a pretty big crowd of people, and I thought just
He attracts a lot. There's a lot of people that just were like following him around too.
Yeah.
like his party, I guess.
But I thought the tailgating scene, by the time that we were done, it was what, 2:00 and a few hours away from kick, and there was a ton of people over there watching the end of the Ohio State Texas game, and it's going to be a good scene. I bet there's a lot of people over there this week.
There were some looky-loos, but there's going to be a whole lot of them this week, I think.
Brent, what is that?
What is that?
Like just people that were there just to see.
Oh yeah, they were just checking out the scene.
Yeah.
The vibe. They were vibing. The Brent brought it up on Tuesday at the press conference, but that was like the most people I've seen over on the north side of the stadium for the Walk of Champions and all that kind of stuff. I couldn't even.
It was hard to get in.
I couldn't get over there.
Yeah. I mean, I had to go
because I didn't have my credential yet. I just
sneak
couldn't
around
get in.
by the ROTC building, and it was even the usual sneak around routes were full of people.
I think that's what they want, though. Everything has kind of been moved over to the north side of the stadium here over the last couple of years, and I think it's kind of a part of the initiative to do the oval or the tailgate on the oval and all that kind of stuff. They always did that, but I can't remember it ever being that busy. Like, it was hard to walk at points, especially there in front of the water fountain or whatever that is, the reflection pool or whatever.
Reflecting pool, yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy this weekend. Looking
Hopefully
forward to it.
Peter will get in it. Herbstreit's dog.
Because
he got into the pool on Friday, didn't he?
Why are people? Have you guys noticed? There's a lot of people hating on him and his dog now. Like, there's a lot. I don't understand.
Easy thing to do. I think it's just the nasty toxicity of social media.
People are like, oh, he feels
like he's privileged or something.
Yeah, and like he acts like he runs college football by bringing his dog. It's like, well, I think he just likes his dog.
Dude,
well, we all know that.
What they don't understand is, like, down on the field before the game, like you talk about people flocking to things. Everybody wants to come over and pet his dog.
Yeah, and I don't see any problem with that.
No.
People just, I think, miserable, just in general.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, if something's going bad, if I'm like losing a bet or something, I'll see the dog and I'm like, get this fucking thing off the screen right now.
Herbstreit's.
I was like, Eddie has to have a point when it's too much.
People just don't like Herbstreit just as much as they like.
But I don't
like Cubs fans don't like Book Shambi. I love Book
Shambi.
Shambi.
To Nashville because of Ohio State fans were threatening him.
People are just crazy.
But like, and I understand, like, maybe,
or you think he's soft because he left and moved to Nashville, then you hate him.
Yeah, I don't. I've never really been the and like I think the same could be said for like Doris Burke at the same time. Like,
she deserved it. I'm sorry.
Oklahoma City fans obviously feel a certain way. Basketball fans feel a certain way, but maybe that's a bad example. I think just people love doing this crew sucks.
Yeah.
This announcing team sucks.
And I get that.
Because if you turn it around and like, who do you like?
Well,
they never have an answer.
We were talking about it before the pod. Like, we were split on whether we liked RG3 or not. I liked RG3.
I kind of like Benintendi, or not Benintendi. What's his name?
No, it's
Is it
Benintendi?
Benintendi? I thought Benintendi. That's Andrew Benintendi that plays right field for the Boston Red Sox.
Jason Benetti.
He's really good. I think he's really, really talented. He does a really good job on the football side. Basketball, I think he's pretty good. Baseball, he's the Detroit Tigers play-by-play guy for their TV. And I think he does a pretty good job.
Who was the guy?
Thought, from what I got to hear of RG3's call, like, I thought Benetti did a good job of kind of bringing him down on some of the stuff he gets into trouble with. Like, he leveled him off a little bit.
He's the ultimate pro. I think he's very, very, and that's probably why they put each other together.
Yeah.
Anyways, my point is, I think Kirk's probably a pretty good guy. I don't know. I also think he's a good announcer, but it's just I don't understand the hate.
Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit, I think they've been doing this for so long now that they are kind of like, when they come to town, it's a massive, massive game.
Yeah.
It's cool. I like it.
What I appreciate most about Chris Fowler is that he's capable of putting up with John McEnroe, who can be just insufferable at times.
I think he could put up with anybody.
Yeah.
He's jacked, too.
He is jacked.
Chris Fowler, which is like maybe one of the biggest surprises in the last 5 years for me, to find out that Chris Fowler's just absolutely yoked.
He was married to he's been married to a fitness instructor his entire life.
Yeah, I had no idea.
So he used to have an ESPN
He's a Colorado
show back
guy,
in the
right?
day. Yeah, Colorado.
It's crazy.
His wife was back in the day, man. Super
So,
hot.
Kerry, was he like a beat guy? Like, did he cover like the McCartney teams, or McCartney? Like, was he around for that?
No, he was a
I don't even
TV
know how
guy.
got started.
He was a TV guy for the. There used to be this program called, it was Student Athlete of America or Super Student. Like it was the first recruiting TV show that I'd ever seen before, and one of the first people he covered in high school. This is how old I am. Was Emmitt Smith when he was in high school.
Oh shit.
And I still remember that to this day. And this was like, I was pretty young living in, kid in Duncan. But like, that's the first time I ever saw Chris Fowler. And it's just like you, Josh. You're like, you see anybody doing recruiting back when you were young? You're just like, I love that dude. I want to be that dude. Like, I want to do what he does. Like,
yep.
Tom Lemming was your mentor, wasn't he, Josh?
Definitely had.
That's who you wanted to be. That's who you wanted to grow up to be.
I know people can't see it, but it's not every day Kerry falls out that hard over something. But
well, they don't know
Lemming,
there's
there's a definite
there.
shrine in my office.
Oh my God, he's the guy that had way too much plastic surgery in what was the stupid Blind Side?
Yeah.
Yep. Also, though, to his credit, talking about Fowler, kind of jacked. Like, dude spends some time in the gym. Like, he's a pretty fit guy.
That's a good point.
So, yeah, but
what soccer game is on right now?
Well, yeah, what soccer game's on right now? We just talked about that for like 3 minutes. How yoked Chris Fowler is.
No, that's what I was saying.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Fowler, he's also jacked. Like,
you're talking about Tom Lemming.
Completely. Yeah.
Tom Lemming.
You said Fowler. You said Fowler.
Okay.
Yeah,
Lemming's
he'd
pretty
beat my
muscular
ass. He's
dude.
like 70. He'd probably kill me. Which would be embarrassing in and of
and
itself.
he looks like he's got some crazy on him. So, in fact, we know he does. So,
well, if you're a recruiting reporter and you're getting plastic surgery, you've got some vanity issues. I think, at the very least. All right.
That might be the recruiting reporter. Might be the demo that spends the least amount of money on like enhancements or any type of medical
clothing.
procedures.
I can't be bothered to color my graying beard here. So
Josh is one of those guys. Like the older he's gotten and the more money he makes, he doesn't he just pays more for the t-shirts and the flip-flops. He just buys nicer versions of them.
It's a nicer T-shirt than I used to wear.
Yeah.
Like that's basically the long and really nice shorts. Well, no free ads, but I absolutely have some nice ones that were not the case 20 years ago for sure. George, do you feel like we've covered enough off topic? Are you ready to kick to some football?
I'm ready.
Okay, I love it.
So let's go over the recruiting stuff. I mean, because it's a huge recruiting weekend. OU just got a commitment from who, Eddie?
Xavier Okufulueze.
That was good.
It's pretty good.
Okufulueze.
Just Fulazy.
Okufulueze. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Also known as
that's pretty
ZZ.
close. Yeah. Yeah, you can go with ZZ if you want. That is, he was telling me yesterday that, or I guess, yeah, it was yesterday, that his brother couldn't say Xavier when he was little, and so he just started calling him ZZ, and then his mom put it on some form as he was going into like 5th grade that his nickname was ZZ, and it just stuck. And apparently Harry was saying it the other day when he went up to see him, everybody at that school calls him ZZ. So that's just apparently his name, basically.
It's really funny on the video that he sent back from Tulsa when he went up there to see him, that's all they say on the PA announcer. Or the PA announcer says when he catches the ball, it's like ZZ with the reception, 5 yards. They don't even mess with trying to say the last name.
Oh wow, that's great. Usually, because I mean, you guys know, like the announcers take that stuff pretty seriously. They're usually pretty like, Brewster with the catch or Thompson, whatever. But
it's those Texas high schools that have the people that get like really into it. I've been to a game where the guy was basically doing play-by-play on the PA, which I always thought was interesting.
100%.
Did we start any kind of a controversy with the toe tap in the end zone? Did you ask him that when you talked to him yesterday?
No, I didn't, and I should have, because I still don't understand how that was not a catch. Although there's a lot of that coming out of the weekend. And I know we talked about it, but the catch in the LSU game, that madness, just madness, how that's not a touchdown. So I guess I had several of those, but no, it didn't come up at all. But, he just had a measly, 4 touchdowns, so no big deal.
Josh, what kind of play are they getting in him? I mean, obviously, you look at his size, athleticism, it feels like, and I know that he wasn't super highly recruited, previously, but, I mean, I feel like this is a guy that has tremendous potential.
He really does, because, the thing is, and, I know we've talked about this on some of the platforms, but just for the sake of anybody that's missed it, this is a guy playing his 3rd year of football. Like he has, like I wouldn't say no idea what he's doing. It's a good staff at Joyce Christian. They're working with him. But he talked about it, how much growth he's had. And I asked him, what would you have said to yourself if you'd have said, 3 years ago, not only are you playing Division I football, you're going to go to Oklahoma. And he was like, I would have said you're lying. He was like, I was terrible. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea how to do anything. And so he's grown a lot. But, I mean, guys, you're talking about a kid that's somewhere between 6'4" and 6'5". I asked him yesterday because, we talked about it during the recruiting report. He'd put on some weight since I saw him last, and I said, where are you at? He's about 200 pounds. And you look at him on that tape, there's still plenty of room for him to get bigger and stronger and keep filling out his frame. He could easily play at 215 probably in college. Like that seems completely possible. And you start talking about a guy like that with his size, he's got a really good basketball background. He's a very good basketball player. There's a lot there to like. I would say like your dream scenario, like, everything goes right and he's the guy you dream up. There's some Malcolm Kelly in there. Like I could see some of that where he's not like a burner, like this 4'4", just unbelievable mutant, but he can run, he can get down the field, and like I said, he's so big and long that if you can get the ball in his general area, he's going to come down with it most of the time just because of his skill set. So I think I think it is something that makes more sense on its surface than people wanted to, because I know the immediate reaction yesterday was, why do you take this guy and not take Mason James? Like that came up a bunch of times on the board, and I get it. Mason James is my number 1 guy in the state. I think the world of him. I think he's a great player. But when you look at what Oklahoma is looking for and what they are clearly focusing on at receiver, they want big outside guys. Like they know that's a need. They need guys who can handle the physicality in the SEC, and they want these bigger outside guys. And I think that's clearly I wouldn't say solely like a Jim Nagy in the front office initiative, but there's no question it has turned up, to 11 since he arrived. Like they want big guys. And so I think that's why this guy makes sense to them. And again, I like a guy that has a lot of room to develop. Sometimes you get these guys from the Duncanvilles or the DeSotos or, even in Oklahoma, the Jinxes and the Unions, and they're kind of maxed. They kind of are who they are. This is a guy with a lot of room to grow.
Probably the easiest commitment you've ever covered, just in terms of a guy that went from doesn't have an offer on Friday, visited, got an offer Monday, committed Tuesday. It's pretty unique in that circumstance in today's day and age of recruiting.
Well, and it is. It's absolutely wild. I think that's what I led the story with, because before I knew he had the offer, he'd already committed to Oklahoma. Like it happened that fast on Monday. I know everybody, it went public Tuesday. So what he explained to me was he takes the visit over the weekend that we had talked about leading in, we knew was going to happen, and he decided, like, they kind of were like, hey, we want you to keep working. We're going to keep watching your tape. And I think it was easier for him to be like, oh, yeah, it was fine, because by the time I spoke to him, he'd already gotten the offer, he'd committed, it was all good. I'm guessing there was some level of disappointment in there, because I know talking to him last week, he was hopeful. And OU, to his credit, OU was giving him reason to think that offer was going to happen. So I think that was a little bit of a disappointment. But then Monday he gets a phone call on Labor Day, and it's OU, and hey man, we want to offer you. We're going to go ahead and do it. And then my understanding is he calls his parents immediately. He talks to his coach there at Rejoice Christian. Brent Marley is his name, and I get the impression that pretty quickly, maybe within 30 minutes, less than an hour was absolutely my read on it. OU calls him back, or that they get back in touch with him, and it's Emmett Jones or Brent Venables, and he commits to Brent Venables on the phone. So there's always this story of like, oh, Tulsa kids, they make it tough on OU, blah blah blah. OU's never had an easier recruitment than this one. It has not happened.
So avoid. What did you say it was like? As far as you can tell, like 35 years or something since OU had not had it. Was it like 60?
Like I can't remember the exact year, but I got into the 70s. Like it was like 76, 77, and then it started getting pretty shaky on the information I was able to dig up. But you're talking 50 years since OU landed or missed out on landing an in-state guy. At least it may go way farther than that. That's just kind of what I was able to find. This breaks what was going to be a really weird streak, and we can kind of pivot into I don't know that they're done in state. Like there's a chance that they're about to kind of almost follow an exact similar pattern where they kind of reconnect with an in-state guy in the middle of the week. He's going to come in for a visit on the weekend, and an offer could follow pretty shortly thereafter.
Perhaps a guy that doesn't have to travel very far. Maybe a guy that lives in Cleveland County. And Daniel McMorris obviously decommits over the weekend from Minnesota. And it sounds like the door is kind of swung back open for Bill Bedenbaugh and company to get back in those sweepstakes.
Absolutely. And, from his story with our guy Sam Spiegelman and me talking to Daniel as well over the last, 24, 48 hours, it sounds like this is going to be Texas Tech or Oklahoma for him. Now, I'm not – he tweeted out something last night like, I'm open to anybody, so if anybody wants to come calling, that they may do it. And, again, I've always been a little surprised he hasn't gotten a little more attention with his measurables, his athletic ability. Like, I see a lot of potential in his game. Kind of reminds me of a guy that played at Tech years ago, a guy named LaRaven Clark that ended up being a draft pick for the Colts, was like a 3-year starter for Tech. Same kind of deal, very skinny, very lean, but big in high school. And then his college years went on, he kind of put size on. But Daniel McMorris has talked to Oklahoma. My understanding is Bill Bedenbaugh will be at his game, the Norman High game on Friday. And then McMorris is going to come to the Michigan game on Saturday night. So it wouldn't shock me at all if this time next week we're talking about another in-state offer. And Daniel was pretty clear. I don't think he wants to rush anything. But I do think there's no question that an Oklahoma offer would be pretty special to him. I think it would really move the needle in a big way. And Texas Tech's been involved for a long time, and we know all about the NIL.
Sure.
I think that's part of it too. Kind of like we've talked about with Cooper Hackett a lot. I don't think Oklahoma's going to have to match the number, and my impression is I don't think they're going to. Like, I don't think this is something they're going to be pressured into.
Josh, you mentioned the Michigan weekend. There's a lot of guys coming in, and go watch the recruiting report if you haven't, because we kind of covered a lot of these guys as well as the Cooper Hackett stuff. But who are some names just to know, some big names coming in this weekend that OU fans should know about?
So I was writing a story. I'm working on Woke right now. I should have it finished long before anybody gets to hear this. But I did want to say I've got 44 guys confirmed right now. 6 of them are in line to be 5-star prospects in their various classes from 26 to 28. You've got 13 are commitments. 16 are currently ranked as top 100 players in the On3 industry rankings. And on top of that, the craziest thing to me, I've got it right now, guys from 20 different states are going to be in there,
Damn.
ranging from North Dakota to California. Obviously, Tyler Ruxer in Indiana. So, like, you've got a very wide. I mean, like, you're talking about 40% of the United States are represented in.
That has to be a record.
It's crazy.
Has that ever happened at an OU visitor weekend?
I don't remember it being this very, because there's all these states I'm not used to seeing.
Sure.
Like, I mean, you've got. Like I said, Tyler Ruxer from Indiana. Okay, that's wild. Trace Rudd from Kansas. You got Peyton Houston from Louisiana. You've got the Jeremiah Dent kid, the running back from Arkansas. You've got a kid from Mississippi. You've got several kids from Arizona. I mean, like, it's a very diverse group that is coming in. And really, guys, I got Joshua Dobson from South Carolina, the number one corner in the country, like top 5 in the 2027 class. Guys, those guys never come to Norman. Like, a kid from SEC territory, which I realize Oklahoma technically now is, but those guys never come for these kind of games. So for him to, and he tweeted it out, this isn't like we'll see if he shows up. Like, he's saying he's going to be there as of, I think, yesterday. So I think this is, if there's been a better weekend, I don't remember it. Like, that's the best way I can think to say it, because I think not only are kids interested, but you also are having, to their credit, Oklahoma doing a really good job of maximizing all that this weekend is. And the other side of it, guys, is how lucky is Oklahoma that it played out like it has, where week 1 had all these huge games, and if OU was playing Michigan week 1, it wouldn't have been game day. It wouldn't have been the premier game. It wouldn't have been. It's so clearly the game this week that, I mean, you're just going to get a lot of opportunities for some of these guys. But to George's question, I touched on Josh Dobson. He's obviously a huge deal. Cooper Witten, Jason's kid, he's expected to be up. I mentioned it last week. Zyron Forstall, Jake Krull's teammate at IMG Academy, who I believe is the number 3 overall player in the 2027 class. So there are just one dude after another. And, of course, probably the guy that OU fans in that class are most knowledgeable about at this point, Cooper Hackett. Even after his commitment to Texas Tech on Saturday night, he is very clearly coming up to Norman this weekend. And I think Oklahoma has a plan. Like, I think they have a pitch they are ready to show him and tell him, kind of what it would look like with him at Oklahoma.
Josh, I know that we went into this on the Monday recruiting report, just in terms of Cooper Hackett's weekend commitment to Texas Tech. Just to be clear with everybody that maybe didn't watch it, Oklahoma certainly didn't just kind of run away from the situation. They obviously were aware of the commitment, but it doesn't change anything in terms of their recruitment of Cooper Hackett. And it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of people that are just necessarily overly concerned that they still couldn't be able to get him in that 27 class.
No, I think Oklahoma I think, and I pretty much share the sentiment. I don't think it changed anything, guys. Like, I think this was and again, there's some of it I can't get into, and I hate that. Like, I don't mean to lord that over anybody, but they're just things you hear sometimes that you can't share all of it. I understand why he did what he did. It's a sensible decision for him. At the same time, it feels like one of those commitments where it's kind of like a placeholder. Like, that may be what I do. I'm not saying it won't be. I'm not ruling out Texas Tech at all for Cooper Hackett. At the same time, I don't really like, if you had asked me a week ago, what are the percentage chances of him going to Oklahoma? I don't think the number is that different now than it was a week ago. I think it's pretty much the same scenario. I think he kind of locked in his place would be the best way I can think to say it. And
if nothing else,
I think Oklahoma feels the same way.
If nothing else, I think just his actions and wanting to still go to Norman this weekend, it kind of tells us everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I'm telling you, within 45 minutes, maybe 30 minutes of that announcement, I had people telling me he's still going to be at Oklahoma this weekend. And I mean, that's from his side of things. So and to his credit, I know for fans, there's always that distance and, well, why is he doing this? And, he's got to be about the NIL, that kind of stuff. He has been very, very open to Oklahoma. He's let them know what's going on, what his thinking is, why, like what's happening in his world. So there hasn't been like this secretive stuff where that's when I start to worry about a guy slipping away. We've talked about this for years, Eddie. Like when they aren't communicating what's happening and, the real what's happening, that's when you've got a problem. But I think Cooper's been very open, and I think Oklahoma, well, of course, they don't love that he committed to Texas Tech. They know what's going on, and they're going to let it play out and not try to rush anything.
I'd like to point out that Josh McCuistion is not wearing glasses during this segment. I know you can't see it at home, not yet till we get the new studio built. Some would say that you have a really good vision into what's going on with the Cooper Hackett situation. Maybe one of those people is Eddie. I don't know if you know this, but Eddie has a great relationship with people who help you with vision.
I do. I have incredible relationships because I have the best vision possible.
And
all you got to do now is go to enjoyvision.com, schedule a free consultation today. We're trying to hook you up here at Enjoy Vision, and all you got to do is schedule the free consultation. You're going to go in, they're going to check your eyes out, they're going to tell you that, your vision is terrible, and then we'll get you into LASIK. So enjoyvision.com, letter N, Joy, vision.com. Football season is why you LASIK. Enjoy Vision is where you LASIK.
You mentioned hookup, Eddie. Can I interest you in any drugs? Because I have a hookup.
Depends. My veins here as of late have not been good.
Will Douglas over at Cody Drug RX, he's a pharmacist, and he has drugs that help you feel better, that are healthy for you, not the things that Eddie is talking about. If you're looking for more energy, you want some better focus, you just want to stay ahead of the game, go check out CodyDrugRx.com. Go to their Instagram page at CodyDrugRx. Will walk you through all the different things. If you need to sleep better at night, you got to check out the Chill Mag because, look, he is going through and finding things that he recommends for his customers, and he spends all his time doing it. They also custom compound everything in their state-of-the-art sterile lab, including specialized medications for men's health, weight loss, anti-aging, and more. And one of those would include the NAD Plus injections from Cody Drug. It's the next big thing. And if you are more interested, you could book a short telehealth visit. In your NAD Plus injection or nasal spray ships out the very next business day. So, look, they also love working with Oklahoma med spas and clinics. So if you're in healthcare, they're ready to team up. Again, that's CodyDrugRx.com. Feel better, faster, without the Schmitty Stadium steps.
Schmitty, just a very intimidating.
Wow,
person.
We watched some of that OU DNA the other day. You could barely understand what he was saying from all the dropouts of the English language that they had to perform on that edit.
He's a character, man. Very scary.
I told you I've run into him a couple times at the grocery store, and every time he has just a cheese pizza in his.
George and I were walking opposite directions of him, going back to the office on Saturday night after the game, and we literally just kind of trailed off the other way, so we didn't have to do the pass by, and it was going to be awkward,
intimidating, and awkward.
Very, very. Maybe one of the only people I still am intimidated by after all these years.
It didn't help watching that OU DNA episode. He got more scary. He's getting more scary with age. All right, Josh, anything else you wanted to wrap up on the recruiting? I mean, there's so much that's out there. I don't know if there's been anything since the Monday recruiting report that you wanted to hit on.
Not too much. I think we've covered a lot of it. And for those that haven't, gone on YouTube and found the recruiting report, do so. We talked at great length. That was one of our better recruiting reports in a while, I thought.
It's great.
Josh, just real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Any idea if OU's going to get back involved with Tavian Branch? It seems like just from reading kind of the reports that have come out since his decommitment for Rutgers, kind of seems like Penn State's going to end up winning that battle when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I believe he has set his official. Is it this weekend or next? He's already working on a trip to Penn State, and that was kind of the feeling the first go around was I think Penn State's going to mess around and let this guy get out of state. They didn't seem that serious, and then talking to some other people, it sounds like this time around, Penn State's kind of in a situation like where OU was, where they've missed out on several other targets, and now I think it kind of feels like Tavian Branch either is falling into their lap or they've kind of orchestrated this, however you want to look at it. But I haven't heard anything that tells me OU is seriously getting back in that race.
It's kind of what I thought. God bless everybody in East Piscataway, New Jersey. We respect Chris Gotterup's starter home. I can see why somebody would want to go to Penn State over Rutgers.
Yeah. I mean,
makes a lot of sense.
With Penn State looking, like maybe one of the legit national title contenders of maybe 12 or 13, but we'll get into all that.
It is kind of depressing when you go through the Lincoln Tunnel from New York City to New Jersey. It's just like you feel like you're like almost in Oklahoma.
There's some delis that I don't know about that.
I mean, not like in a bad way. I'm just saying it's not. No. See, you're gonna get me in trouble now. I'm just saying you go from skyscrapers all around you to land.
I know
it's just strange.
There's some delis over in New Jersey that I'd like to try that I follow on Instagram, but outside of that, maybe not.
Eddie, you I know you have some family in the Houston area. Have you ever done Ziggy and there's a great like New York style deli here in the Houston area that's kind of down by the Galleria.
I'll have to check that out.
Kenny and Ziggy's,
unbelievably great sandwiches.
Is it Kenny and Ziggy's?
Yes. I found it because it was a Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives place, and it really is outstanding.
Well, if Guy signs off on it, I'm in.
Yeah, his stuff has never really let me down.
Except for the place that we went in Phoenix on the morning that I threw up in your car. It was doing like an ice skating rink.
Oh,
do you remember that?
Yeah, it was like a breakfast place, it was kind of a breakfasty place, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think that's right, though. I just remember it was a ice rink in the middle of Phoenix or Scottsdale or wherever the hell.
That's a phasey memory for me, I guess. I do kind of remember the ice
I almost
rink.
died that morning, so
probably
I
not
remember
a great day, yeah. All right, so football this weekend, obviously, Michigan.
Huge.
Never been here before. I'm actually, I know I bitched a little bit about the field stuff, but that's not about, being close to the action. It's going to be awesome seeing Michigan and those uniforms on Owen Field. I mean, I know I kind of made fun of Trammell this week for asking the old, the varsity football questions to some of the players, but and it's like, when you talk about to players, current players, about tradition and history, like we kind of learned that through, when OU won a national championship and then they rescheduled the Nebraska series years later and they were asking all the players about, like, what do you remember from OU Nebraska of the past? And they're like, nothing. Like,
well, half of them weren't even alive.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like...
That was what, 3 years ago or 4 years ago?
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it was just like, these kids move on so fast. They don't really care that much about the fact that these teams have only played once and that they've never been on this field before. And
I just think that
they just want to play other good football teams.
I think we were looking at the Kendall Daniels interview from Monday night, and I just think a lot of them, too, they haven't really grown up in the era of the conference pride.
Yeah.
And I certainly, as much as there is with the SEC at Oklahoma, I don't know how much they care about that.
Well, especially Kendall Daniels, who's played for Oklahoma State and game. Oklahoma.
He's played 4 quarters in the SEC.
I'm not so sure.
Hasn't even played in the SEC,
I'm not
I guess,
so sure players have ever cared about that.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
I think back in the day, maybe they did.
Maybe, but I think they want to win for OU.
Sure.
And they may not understand the tradition or the history, of these two programs, but they know this is a big effing game.
Yeah, for
on
sure.
Saturday.
For sure.
I've already hit the bleep button like twice. So,
Yeah, I know. I didn't want you to have to do it a third time.
You're worried about the mom?
No, she doesn't care. I can drop F-bombs.
Oh, really?
But I just think that they understand how big of a deal this is.
Yeah.
They might not give a shit about Michigan's fight song and how great it is.
If they think their helmets are cool.
Helmets are cool.
Yeah.
But they know that this is a big deal.
Hail to the Victor is a great fight song, though.
It's one of the best.
I think we're probably the last people of our age and your ages that couldn't recognize multiple fight songs from different schools.
Probably. I mean, I think if you played NCAA football growing up, you were very familiar with all the fight songs. That's how I kind of, I guess, learned them or memorized them or whatever.
You know Anchors Away when you hear it immediately. You know, unfortunately, Fight On at USC, it's an immediately, different fight song than anything else.
Start of the Aggie War Hymn
it's a great
in College
song.
Station.
I know think people hate SC, but
I think, too, that it's one of those things like growing up in the state of Oklahoma, they would play a lot of fight songs on returns from the Sports Animal. And I think that I kind of grew up, like, especially on game day or on, whatever game day, like during pregame shows. And I kind of learned it or those that way. Seems like they always played Nebraska.
Well, the other thing is every high school in Oklahoma has stolen someone else's fight song. Like Duncan was Notre Dame's fight song.
Was Bishop Kelly Notre Dame's fight song?
We didn't have a fight song.
You didn't have a fight song?
No, in fact, there was one point.
That's crazy.
I know. There was one
didn't think
point
that was possible.
There was one point when I was in high school that I was asked to help write one. And I said, I have no expertise in writing a fight song. And I literally suggested just take
the German national anthem and reinvent it?
Notre Dame's or whatever. And now I think the school does have one. When I was in school, we didn't have one.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I guess you guys didn't have a marching band, though.
No, we just had a drum line.
Yeah, that's kind of how the private schools around here do it.
Yeah.
I think
Bishop
McGinnis has like
they have Notre Dame's, right?
Bishop
they played. Yes.
Yeah. They have a small like pep-ish band, but they also have like a electric guitar in their
that was part
ensemble.
that was part of the thing too, is like I think Kelly wanted to take Notre Dame's, but that was McGinnis. McGinnis is our rival. We can't have the same
fight song,
and they're the Irish. Like it makes sense for them. So, but I think there's one now, but I don't know if they really actually ever play it. I don't know.
What about PC North?
We got a fight song.
Is it unique to high school?
I think so. Yeah. Huh. I think they wrote it like when the school opened.
Interesting.
We're the Fighting Panthers of Putnam North, dressed in cardinal red and gold. You want me to keep going?
No, that's good.
We're the Fighting Panthers.
I know you like to sing. You have a beautiful voice.
Courage, brave, and bold. Our scholars are prepared to fight. No, I actually don't know if I remember all of it. That's not good. I need to look it up. I'm not going to get in the Putnam City Hall of Fame if I don't remember the fight song.
Now the SEC visit. Are they going to bring their band? I wonder.
George and I were talking about that yesterday. I think that they will.
Be very surprised if they don't bring their band.
I bet it's like the visiting.
It's
travel party or whatever.
It's the biggest game, of the weekend, and like
That's why you want to be in a band, is to go on the road and play at Oklahoma.
I guarantee.
I for sure think that they will be bringing a band. I'm sure it's not the full band, but I'm sure they're bringing it.
But like the SEC, do they let the schools choose where the bands sit?
They have a mandatory
where they have to sit.
And it was last year that it kind of debuted. So the Tennessee band, if I remember correctly, are up in the, I guess that'd be
upper
northwest, north end zone.
What was it? Somebody put someone's band way up in the...
Texas put Baylor's, or vice versa, I think. It was on the final year of the Big 12.
Baylor put
wasn't it?
Texas's band?
Or maybe it was Arkansas that put Texas. No, because that's an SEC thing. I don't remember. Somebody did that to Texas's band or vice versa. It might have been TCU.
I could see that.
LSU.
Oh.
Scumbags.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, I did sit and watch Bryce Underwood's. Somebody did a pass for pass highlight of him against New Mexico. I was really impressed. I mean, that dude can throw the football. And I don't know, Josh, I was trying to think of a good comp for him just as the way he throws. I mean, the ball comes out so quickly from his hand. He doesn't have a lot of waste of motion. I hate to say it, but the only thing that I could say I could compare to is maybe like Deshaun Watson when he wasn't a gross human being, or we didn't know he was a gross human being.
He is so interesting, and I've heard, some kind of make the physical comparison to like a guy like Cam Newton, just because he's so big. I keep trying to explain to people that think of him like a Deshaun Watson, who was
it's not Denard Robinson back there.
Yeah, this guy's 6'4", 220. I mean, he's a big dude. And he's a good athlete. Again, I'm not saying he's Cam Newton. I'm just saying, if you're trying to have a mental image of what you're talking about, it's a very large, very athletic guy that can throw it. I think you're right, Kerry. He is not just like the dual threat guy that like you loosen him up with a run and then you can hit him over the top with a pop pass or something. Like he has the ability to drop back, and I think given time, he'll read defenses, he'll do all the stuff. Next year going to Ann Arbor and facing this kid could be a very, very different animal.
I didn't get the impression he takes a lot of 5-step drops, but it's almost like it looks like some of it they're taking the read out of it for him a little bit. Sometimes it looks like everything it comes out so quickly on those 5-step drops. I almost think most of that is predetermined where he's going.
He also didn't like watching that. Like he was pretty accurate, but they didn't ask him to like really push it down the field. Like
but they did roll him out a lot. I mean,
but like they weren't asking him to like take. There were no real deep shots.
It was a lot of seam passes over the middle.
I don't think he completed. He completed some passes that were over 10 yards, but in terms of the length of the throw, like they weren't. There was only a couple that were more than 10 yards in the air.
And it looked like kind of. Number 17, I don't know what his name is. The tight end, but it looked like that was kind of his safety net almost.
The Marlon Klein kid?
Yeah.
6'6", 250 from Germany.
I always like, as a stat, the air yards per attempt. And just for reference, John Mateer averaged about 11, which means like each throw he's attempting is about at least an 11-yard throw. That's how it averages out. For Underwood, it was like 8.7, which is pretty low. That's a pretty low number to have out there. So that makes sense that and I've watched some of it, but for Under the Hood, that's kind of what I've got to do this afternoon is really dig into that and have that content ready for us. But he is. I don't think there's any question. Like he's probably dropping back, hitting that back foot, and he's got maybe one, obviously one, maybe two reads. And if not, hey man, like break out. Like we want you to move to the right or left or step up or whatever it may be.
I mean, I think I'm not saying that he can't have success through the air against OU, but if OU can slow down or just stop Michigan's running attack, I feel pretty good about their chances on Saturday. And that's we'll get to the offensive side because that's probably where the biggest questions are. But
sure.
I want to see this defensive line live up to the expectation because I don't know about you, Josh. Like, I think that this Michigan offensive line is, they're above average, maybe even a good group, but I'm not so sure it's the best group they'll see this year. Like, I think that this OU defensive line can maybe get after them a bit. And if they can, then I give OU a very good chance.
We did and you'll be able to see it in the game day preview. We talked to one of the On3 guys from the Michigan site, Clayton, just in terms of the way that he was talking about them offensively, and obviously Bryce Underwood's fantastic. He's going to be fantastic. It seemed like, Josh, that there's a lot of mirroring with what Oklahoma's a little bit concerned about going into this game is kind of the same for Michigan in terms of what they don't, I guess, not knowing what they don't know from an offense that obviously is 4 quarters into the season.
Yeah, that was my read on it. And I was, fairly impressed. And I mean, I know people are going to yell at the radio and be like, New Mexico's terrible on defense, and they have been. I get it, and you're not wrong. They've been really bad for a long time. But they ran the ball with some success, and let's not pretend Illinois State is any better physically. I mean, Michigan found some answers when I'm not sure Oklahoma did. And I think some of that is about Torrey Blaylock. I think it would have looked a little different. We just discussed that in the Game Day Rewind. But, yeah, guys, I mean, I don't know about you all, but for me, unless Bryce Underwood goes out and has that like a Star is Born kind of game, it feels like Oklahoma choke out the Michigan offense is probably strong, but should own large portions of this game defensively. They like John Mateer should keep getting the ball over and over and over again because we know Brent Venables is going to throw the kitchen sink at Bryce Underwood. He's going to be looking at all kinds of crap he's never seen before. And then the defensive line should have an advantage. There's nobody in that receiver group that scares me for Michigan. The Donovan McCulley kid who Oklahoma, he's the one where you're like, okay, he's good enough to hurt you if you're not aware. But what I know of Gentry Williams, I think Gentry Williams can handle that job. Cortland Guillory, he's a young guy, and I get why we don't know, but everything I hear makes me think he's going to be fine. So it's to me, it's going to come down to, can they contain Underwood and, dominate that offensive line in the way that they probably should if this group is as good as we think it is.
Yeah, and like you said, Clayton from the Wolverine was our guest on the Game Day Preview. You're going to want to catch that tomorrow. But that was what I took from it too, guys. Like, he said something interesting, which is, what did he say? They had 4 returning starters, but a couple of them, weren't
they don't
very
know how
good.
They are.
Yeah. But they got
Sounds
returning
like
starters,
OU.
but they weren't really productive a year ago. It sounds exactly like OU.
And that to me, like, there's been all this Jaydn Ott talk all week, and it is what it is. I think he's going to play quite a bit on Saturday, from what I understand. To me, it's who the hell is going to start on the offensive line? Because
and who's Bill comfortable with starting?
Right.
I mean,
and
is he comfortable with putting two true freshmen?
There's been a lot of people out there saying, well, this person did this in practice. I can tell you, the group that was the 5 on Monday was different on Tuesday. And I wonder if it'll be different today. Like, I think that there's a handful of guys that are going to end up getting to play. I don't know who's going to run out there first. I think Michael Fasusi might at left tackle. I think Ryan Foje might at right guard. Like,
what about Jake Michaela at center?
Jake Michaela at center could go out there. Derek Simmons at right tackle.
And we should say that Fasusi and Derek Simmons both practiced on Monday and Tuesday.
Yep.
I would consider them available back.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Brent said it.
Same with Heath Ozida.
I don't think anybody has said it publicly, but I expect him to be available.
Sure.
I don't know.
It's good to have options.
Gonna start. So
it's good to have options.
I don't really know. I don't know who's going to go out there. I don't know what the best unit is. Like, part of me thinks that the highest ceiling for the year is some combination of Fasusi, Fabechi, Michaela, Foje, and Simmons or Howland. But is that the best unit for this game when none of those guys have played together? A few of those guys haven't played at all this season.
I know the one thing that perked my ear up to on Tuesday from Brent was talking about, they lose, obviously Mason Graham and the Kenneth Grant kid. Still have guys on the front 7. What was it? The number 7 guys have started over 10 games. It's not like they've necessarily left the cupboard bare, which I think is a little bit of a concern going into this.
Josh, let me ask you, who would you start on Saturday?
For me, it would definitely be Fasusi at the left, especially if Sexton's not, full go. Like, to me, he's the only other answer at left tackle right now. With that in mind, I probably slide Fabechi that way and put him at left guard, because I didn't see anything between left and right guard. We're like, well, he's clearly not comfortable there. Looked out of place. Like, he played like himself at both spots. I guess Michaela, which I'm shocked I'm saying, because I like the idea of Everett and his, he seems to be such a leader of that group, but A, he doesn't quite seem right, and B, I thought Michaela was better on Saturday night. And then at right guard, that leaves you Foje, and I would really like it to be Simmons next to Foje if you can make that right. I like Howland better over the course of the year, but kind of like what you're talking about, George, where maybe in this moment, a little more old head veteran guy next to a guy like Foje could be better for the unit as a whole.
And I kind of see it the other way. Like, Howland has been here because, like, Simmons, the thing with Simmons that is going to be interesting, he hasn't practiced for like a month. Like, that's fair. And Howland has now gotten a ton of reps at right tackle. And, like, I feel comfortable putting him next to Foje. And not that I don't I think Simmons can still be a good player for him. But I don't know. If you're going to start Foje, I kind of think you put Howland. And then that's where I agree with you. Michaela may have played better, but do you play Everett next to the true freshman with Foje? Like, you might have a better communication, and then you have Fabechi, who's also a veteran, next to Fasusi. So you have both those true freshmen. I don't know. It's fascinating.
Particularly when, like, they came in and we talked to a couple of those guys on Monday night, and, like, the number one thing is communication. Do you all of a sudden want to start having guys work together next to each other that virtually haven't practiced next to each other over the last month?
Exactly. And that's where I'm like, I kind of feel like they're going to...
And I know they have.
I think they're going to roll with Everett at center to at least start the game because he is the vet. He understands the calls, all of those things. And I don't think he played particularly bad on Saturday. Yeah. I just think that Michaela was a little bit better, but and I think he has a higher ceiling as a player. I do think it's interesting too. Like, what is Ozida? Like, is Ozida 100%? I don't think so. Like, because it would clear up some of this if he could play left guard. Because then you wouldn't have to flip Fabechi, and maybe you don't have to play Foje. But I also think Foje played well enough that maybe he should be out there. It's gonna be fascinating, man. Like, that to me, that's the story of the game. If Oklahoma can hold up on the offensive line, they don't need to go out there and rush for 200 yards. But if they can hold up front, I think that Oklahoma should win this game.
My question is, if Jaydn Ott is not that guy, can they even come close to rushing for 200 yards?
Oh, I haven't thought about that side of it. I just figured he was going to go for 250.
Well, I think it depends
Damn it. I wanted him to be the guy.
It depends on Xavier Robinson, too, who I think is going to get to play a lot, too, on Saturday. Like, I think he is going to be a part of the game plan.
Well, I think they were more than happy to play him as much as they could on Saturday. It's just that he looked rusty.
He looked rusty. I also think there were some other things that didn't do him any favors up front. Like, I think that it all plays into it. I still think that he's a good running back, and you got to give him another chance.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, is he back in condition? I mean, he was sitting out just almost as much as Ott, wasn't he?
Maybe more.
Yeah. So
I don't think I'm naive to think enough that they're not going to play Javonte Barnes, too, as much as people don't want to hear that.
Oh, yeah, they're going to play him. He might be the first running back out there.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Don't be surprised if he is. I honestly don't know, but I do know that it does sound like Ott has gotten a lot more run in practice.
Kind of leads into Monday and Tuesday,
we should say, too, none of us think Blaylock's going to play.
Right.
Yeah. Didn't you think it was interesting as well that Arbuckle mentioned that he had met with Jaydn Ott earlier that morning and that he was in a good headspace?
Yes, and it's interesting because I think that that's where this stems from. I think it's a confidence thing, and
because he's been injured so like Brent said, he was injured all last year. He got injured in camp.
And let's just be honest about it. There's people inside the building that thought he should have been practicing more than he did.
Sure, but you can understand his position, which is, you know what? I tried to play through an injury last year. I tried to come back early. I tried to do what's best for the team, and it killed my draft stock. And so now I'm playing another year. I'm hurt, and I don't know if I don't want to get hurt again, so I miss most of this season because then my draft stock's going to fall even further.
Yeah. No, I think I understand it from both sides. You got to play him. Like, I don't like.
Yeah, at some point you just have to go out there and do it.
Yes, like you just.
I don't think it's undermining anybody's like trust in the staff if the kid didn't practice for a couple of weeks. I don't give a shit if he can go out and get 175 on Saturday. His ass better be in the backfield.
If he can get 100 on Saturday,
right?
Well,
right,
and here's the other thing.
If he can get 80 by himself, I'll take it.
Here's the other thing that leads to this situation being what it was. Remember what they tried to do to get him the ball the first time? They tried to throw it outside and get him in some space.
Well, they handed it to him. They handed it to him, and
he went nowhere.
I went back and watched the tape. Just about every single player busted on that play.
Yeah,
and that's why it wasn't.
He just
like
ran into a wall.
Literally,
of asses,
he had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
But then he had two other plays that he was in, and they were trying to get him the ball. The swing pass, which is there.
It was short hop by.
It was there, yeah. Like, and I don't know if Ott ran the route too far or what it was, but it was there. And if he catches that, he's got some room. The other one, it was like a QB read option. If Mateer hands it to Ott there, Mateer keeps it. If he hands it to Ott, I'm not saying he's going to go score, but he has some room to like maybe make a play.
In that series in the fourth quarter.
It's the same series. And then he got pulled out after that.
And that's the thing. I mean, we've been out there when he was healthy at practice. He has a different gear than everyone else. Yep. When he gets a confidence like, okay, this is just football, I'm fine. We're going to see him we could see him get noticeably better throughout that Michigan game.
And there's at least some trust in the staff. Like, I don't want to make it sound like the staff just doesn't trust him or they don't want to play him. They wouldn't put him back to return kicks if they didn't have any trust in the guy or didn't believe in him at all. Like,
right.
And I think there was they probably told him, hey, like maybe don't return any this week just because they're trying to, maybe keep him healthy, which still makes no sense why they played him.
I don't think they kicked a single one in his direction.
Well, they did at the opening kickoff.
Okay.
Because if you remember, it rolled to him and he kind of like was, wait, what am I going to do here? And it rolled into the end zone.
They didn't tell me what to do.
Yeah, so, but again, I don't think they'd have him back there at all if they didn't trust the guy.
I don't think it'd be as big of a deal, too, if they just wanted to put him in the fourth quarter thing.
Yeah.
The fourth quarter thing brought the entire narrative out.
Yeah. And look, Brent and Arbuckle both said that we're going to see him a lot more this week. And I'm telling you, if he doesn't play a lot, people are going to riot.
If you're Brent Venables, you can't go on your coach's show Monday night. You can't show up at the press conference on Tuesday and say he's the most or one of the most explosive players in the country and then not play. You just can't do it.
Yeah.
You're not, and you're also not paying. Well, it's kind of like the Miami thing on Sunday night. It's like they paid Carson Beck $4 million. You're not going to let him make plays. Oh, you paid him very handsomely. They're not spending money to not get any type of return on investment without even seeing what he can do.
Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing, too.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Josh.
And quickly, Kerry, I promise I'll get it out fast. To me, if you had Blaylock and he was doing the stuff that we were seeing him do early in that game before he got hurt, okay, you can kind of say, okay, Torrey Blaylock was hot. We just left him out there. But when the carries are going to Javonte Barnes and Xavier Robinson, and I think Xavier's a good player, but he wasn't having any luck either. It gets hard to explain away why Jaydn Ott doesn't get on the field until the fourth, like with a hurt Torrey Blaylock.
Yeah, and now you don't have that Blaylock. So
it's just bewildering. I hope that he goes out there and that he's the starting guy, and either he plays well or he doesn't, but he's at least given some sort of an opportunity. And the run game as a whole, like again, I think I've said this several times this week, but you go back and you watch the game, the offensive line definitely needs to get a better push. They need to fire off the ball, all of that stuff. There was also several times that maybe a tight end got beat on their blocks, or Mateer didn't hand it off when he should have, or guys just missed a hole or didn't cut it back. Like, I don't think it's just like, oh, the offensive line sucks or the running backs suck. I think it's a little bit of everything went wrong in running the ball.
Yeah. The other part about that I thought was interesting from the press conferences on Tuesday were the Elijah Thomas questions and the receiver rotation. I don't know. I mean, the way that we've talked about the offensive line, I thought all along, like, okay, well, these are the guys that John Mateer is most comfortable with. They want him to come out and get off to a fast start. I didn't see as much maybe from Isaiah Satania as I thought I would. Maybe it's because it was overshadowed by his punt return, ability. But I kind of get the feeling like this is not the game where you put the freshman in. Like
it's too early in the season.
I think they want to play him.
Yeah,
but they also wanted Mateer to be prepared with the group of receivers that he really needs going into this game.
Right, and the schedule's just so hard early on. Like even next week they play Temple, and maybe you get to see some of Elijah Thomas in that game or something like that. But then the next week you've got Auburn, right? And so then, I think it's a ease-in process where, like, they didn't have time. It's the same reason why Mateer was in the game late on Saturday. Like, I think they're trying to get those guys as many reps together as possible before what they know is going to be a really probably tight game and big game,
especially after they kind of sputtered for the first quarter.
Everybody's like, well, where's Elijah Thomas? Well, what's wrong with the guys that were out there? Every guy that was out there, I thought at receiver played extremely well.
You want to take away from Jaron Kanik? I mean,
yeah, Kanik Keontez Lewis played extremely well. Deion Burks, Isaiah.
We
Satania,
say all this, Elijah Thomas could have 175.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
And he'll start, and it was their ploy all along to rope-a-dope everybody.
It'd be amazing. I don't think that's the case, but that'd be amazing.
But I thought all those guys played well, so it's like,
yeah. I was very impressed with Keontez Lewis. Just the way that he kind of carried himself and the competitive catches that he made. That's better than anything that they did all year last year.
You can tell he's a guy that's played college football for 4 years.
Yeah.
And it was just weird, talking about like Jacob Jordan. He has the 27-yard reception. If you would have said, Eddie, how many snaps did he get on Saturday? I would have said, I don't know, 25.
Yeah, 3.
It's crazy.
This doesn't have to be asked, but it's something out there I'm sure people are wondering. What are the chances you see Giovanni Gibson back before SEC conference play?
I think he'll be back either the Auburn or Kent State game, which Auburn is before Kent State.
Okay.
So
be great news.
Right, yeah.
Either way, kind of ahead of schedule.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't
Not
say ahead of schedule. He's on schedule.
On schedule.
Yes.
Correct.
By the way, the
I've always thought like OU Texas though. That's
yeah. I mean, you gotta expect he's gonna come back for one game to get his feet underneath him a little bit.
It would not surprise me if that game is Kent State.
But and here's a point about Keontez Lewis I thought about when you guys were talking about, like, he's the guy that shows you why they don't want to overpay for receivers. I mean, how many receivers? The Trigg guy at Baylor this year.
I think we'll also say we'll see. I mean, I thought they looked great. They need to go do it against a more breathing,
but to your point, Kerry,
you're right though.
Other than Josiah Martin, I think I don't know this for fact, but I think Lewis was maybe the least expensive of the guys they got in the portal at receiver.
You think Carter was cheaper?
Carter was kind of expensive because it was the spring, and there was not as many guys available, so the market was different. And I still think Jermichael Carter could end up playing some. He got in the game, and you wonder too against Michigan, like, do you play more, bigger receivers or for blocking purposes? I have no idea. But I like that receiver room, at least right now.
Yeah, from coming out of the season opener, I think of them a little bit in better regard than I thought I would.
I want to see him get open.
Even with that said against Illinois State.
I want to see him get open this weekend. Like, can you, they were clearly running wide open against Illinois State, and, some of that's play design and stuff, but I want to see him, in man-to-man coverage against a team like Michigan who's got good corners. Can they get open and make competitive plays?
Josh, we talked about it on, I think it was the recruiting report with Ben Arbuckle that's on YouTube that you can check out from his press conference on Tuesday. But I'm kind of excited just to see him open up the bag a little bit more. Let's see what Ben Arbuckle has.
Oh, there's no question. And guys, there was a play, and I talked about it in the Monday Morning Idiot. I don't know if Oklahoma would show this and have it look as good as it did and then immediately go back to it, but I bet you we'll see this play again. And it was something that Riley and Mayfield like to do a lot, where they ran that flood to the right. It was the deep ball to Kanik, and he missed the ball. Xavier Robinson on the backside could not have been more open. He's just running into space.
They ran that play twice on Saturday.
I missed the first one. Okay, I guess I didn't see it.
Yeah, they ran it with Blaylock early in the game.
Oh, that's right. That is right. Yeah, I mean, you obviously Blaylock would be beautiful. A guy like Ott with his ability as a receiver, that'd be a really nice way to get him into the game. Now, obviously, like I said, Michigan's going to see that on tape. They're going to be ready for it in a little different way. But it wouldn't shock me if at some point we saw that really pop this year, just because that's just scratching the surface. Like, guys, they didn't do anything on Saturday night. It was so, just very point A to point B football. Like, they were trying to keep it as simple as they could. They didn't show anything. And like we talked about it on the Game Day Rewind, guys, like there is to me, that's the bigger hope, even better than what I saw from John Mateer, is knowing how much more is in that bag for Oklahoma offensively, how many different places they can still go and kind of grow into.
And that's what's interesting to me in this matchup is it feels like Oklahoma has a lot more in the bag. I'm not saying Michigan doesn't, but when you have a true freshman quarterback, how big is your bag? Like, is there more to open up that you trust? Is it
bigger than the bag that they gave him when he signed with Michigan?
Yeah.
It's not.
But probably not. You know what I mean, though? It's like Oklahoma probably has a lot left in the tank, you would think. Michigan, it's like there's only so much you can do with the and I get it. He's a different type of player and all of that, and he could be really special on Saturday. But in terms of play calling, I do wonder, like, obviously Mateer and Arbuckle are so in sync. Like, they've added stuff to this offense that they didn't even do at Washington State versus Michigan, where you have a true freshman quarterback, an OC and Chip Lindsey, who's very experienced, but I would imagine isn't going to want to put his quarterback in a position where maybe he doesn't feel comfortable.
No, I mean, I think that covers most of our concerns and thoughts on
special teams,
offense,
though.
Yeah.
Special teams is a big deal. Josh, Andrew Barsh returning kickoffs for Michigan. They put 2 on the ground last week, one on the kickoff return and then one on the punt return. I think they only lost one of them. But that type of shit, that we've seen it. how a turnover can cost you a game or cost you the momentum in a game, and especially early in a game like we saw last year with Tennessee and South Carolina. I know that they weren't special teams turnovers, but just in general, I think turnovers are going to be a big deal. And I know it's easy to kind of look around it from last week, but OU did lose the turnover battle technically 2-0.
Yeah.
Well, and you look at a game like this, especially with there's 2 points on that. And Eddie is a golf guy. Fumbles, I think, are kind of like the shanks. Like they just they come out of nowhere and they spread. Like they're just kind of like they can, like, once somebody starts having fumbling problems, it seems like lots of guys start having trouble. Now, maybe Michigan has got it, and obviously they'll drill on it all week and that kind of stuff, and maybe that's fine. But you just wonder, because it seems like once it gets in one guy's head, it's really easy for that to become a problem for all the ball carriers or for several of them or whatever. The other side is when you're talking about a young quarterback who is dealing with a lot, if they were to, if there's a mistake, whether it's early in the game, late in the game, and you give that crowd momentum and you give that defense, like you just kind of turn it into a feeding frenzy, that water gets real deep real fast, even as talented as we know Bryce Underwood is. And again, that's just, to me, Oklahoma being the home team, being a little bit more of an experienced team, can probably get away with a mistake or two that maybe Michigan can. I think, and that's kind of my deal in this game as we watch it, or as we talk about it and prepare to see it or whatever. There's a lot more avenues to how I think Oklahoma can win this game. I don't see as many for Michigan. I kind of think Bryce Underwood has to go full superhero in his second career game. And it's not that that's impossible. That's just a hell of a lot to ask of a young guy.
Michigan also has an elite kicker, like possibly the best in the country.
Clayton, it kind of informed us of his prowess, I guess you could say, on the game day preview. It's
what was it, 22? Was he 22?
21 to 22, and
something like
one
that.
was blocked.
And then he made 7 over 50.
Made the game winner against Ohio State, obviously.
Yeah.
He has a hell of a leg.
It's kind of crazy how much the line has gone up on this.
I haven't. What is it?
Over the summer, it came out originally as 1.5, Oklahoma by 1.5.
Uh-huh.
It's up in some books to like 6.5, 7.
So
I
people are
had 6.5.
Pretty heavy on the Oklahoma money side.
Yes, which means they won't cover. But
by the way, did you see?
Let me know if you know.
I just feel like that's how it always goes.
It's been a lot of trauma around here lately when it comes to betting lines.
It feels. Has there?
I mean, Oklahoma never covered last year, did they?
You're just talking about it in general. I thought I thought I was being left out once again of some type of shaving scandal that I wanted to be a part of. It does feel like this is going to be a pretty tight, prepare yourself fourth quarter type of game. I think now I could see it going anyway. You could talk me into anything now.
I don't think you could talk me into Michigan blowing Oklahoma out. I don't know if
what's a blowout.
I mean, I don't think
2 touchdowns, something like that.
2 or 3
at home.
scores.
I'd say 14.
I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't know. Like, how does this group respond to adversity? I guess in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and it's just such a and I'm writing about it today actually, but this is the biggest game of Brent Venables' career. Like, it can change the. I'm not saying, like, obviously there's so much left to be played this season.
He just hasn't had a ton of huge wins.
No, like he I did some research on this actually. Venables in 1-score games, I think you guys know this stat, 5-9, but they went 0-5 in year 1.
Sure.
In 1-score games. Venables against top 25 opponents. They've played 9 games. Any idea what he is in top 25 games?
1-8.
How many you said they played, George?
They played 9.
4-5.
4-5. Venables against top 15 opponents.
Home or away?
6 games.
I guess that's how many have they played at home?
I don't know.
1-5.
2-4.
What were the wins?
Texas. In 23.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then I'm trying to remember the other one.
Was Alabama in top 15?
Yes,
came
Alabama.
through?
Yeah, Alabama
Yep.
last year. So, Like this could, like, I'm not saying that they still have a lot to prove this year, but if they win, all of a sudden your season looks totally different. It really does.
Here's the thing. I feel like everyone's discounting. Yes, it's a young quarterback in Underwood, but man, he looks good. Like he has ability and he has superstar potential. Like maybe he is that guy that comes in, feeds off the crowd, and it comes down to the very end where they have to make a play.
But let me ask you this. Who's the last true freshman quarterback to do that in like this type of an environment this early in the season? Anywhere.
Well, I mean, did Brent talk about it a little bit, but it wasn't necessarily the same. It was Trevor Lawrence when he was a freshman. But as Brent said, there were ups and downs throughout the season. The, what was it, Kelly
Bryant.
Kelly Bryant kid, he did play, and they kind of made it work. Now, Trevor Lawrence obviously led them to the national championship.
Yeah. Caleb Williams.
As a freshman for
Texas.
But like even that was...
We were watching that game the other day, just absolutely batshit insane. It's actually kind of a joke that OU won the game.
What I'm saying
I know what you mean.
I think Bryce Underwood's going to be a great player. He could be a Heisman Trophy contender. But in terms of true freshman quarterbacks that are elite this early in a season in their career, it's a very rare air.
Jalen Hurts was the SEC Offensive Player of the Year in his true freshman season.
Yes, and he got benched.
Like 2 years later.
I thought it was that year. Wasn't he a freshman that year?
No,
because he and Tua wouldn't have been.
But I mean, but even then, it's like,
to your point, could we just look back at last weekend and a freshman having to? This is a third-year freshman. Or 2-year freshman walking. Third year would be interesting. That'd be like, did you get held back? Look at Arch Manning though. Last week in Columbus, like he struggled. I still think Arch is going to be fantastic.
But he wasn't even a true freshman.
But like even Jalen Hurts, Carey. Again, you're talking about rare, like starting NFL quarterbacks. Like, and Bryce could be that. I'm just saying that there's a lot of guys that were true freshmen that are now starting quarterbacks in the NFL or whatever, or great players that didn't have success early in their. Like, I'm sure that's something that a number of people that are putting major money down at the window now. I'm just saying
I know you're saying that. Like,
I'd be very surprised if Bryce Underwood came in here and just tore up Brent Venables' defense in his second.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying if it gets to a close game and someone has to make a play and the ball's in his hands, I don't feel comfortable. But let me throw this out at you. You were saying who's ever, basically, and I don't know what the best win was when he was a true freshman, but this is a while ago. Phillip Rivers started as a true freshman at NC State. First game out.
George might not have been alive.
What year was this?
2000.
Yeah, I was alive.
Josh, do you know how many passes Phillip Rivers threw in that first game?
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but I know it was a ton. Like, I remember that being like
57 passes.
Wow, who'd they play?
It was a Thursday night game.
Arkansas State. They won in double overtime.
Well,
NC State,
a little bit different than playing at Oklahoma.
I know. Just stop shitting every time I bring up. You're like, well, who did this? And I'm like, well, this happened. Well, he got beat up by Tua.
Go grab him some tissues real quick.
I just am not sure that's a very comparable.
It's a true freshman.
Yes,
that played well. I gave you 2 examples, and he told you.
Okay, what about top 15? I guess so. He's not in the top 15. Top 18. Let's
top 25.
Top 25.
Well, you guys brought up Arch. Talk about Julian Saying. Same thing.
Sure.
People because there was so much hype on Arch. I think people forget that Texas was much more functional offensively for large parts of that game than Ohio State was. But and Julian Saying was the number 1 quarterback in his class. So he's not. It's not like he's some chump. Like, he's a good player, you have reason to expect him to be. And he's throwing a freaking Jeremiah Smith. And honestly, that's my bigger problem. It's not that I don't think Bryce Underwood can do it. I don't know that there's enough around him to help him get where he's got to go. And I thought Brent made a really good point.
Yeah.
Talking about that in the press conference.
That's exactly what he said to George's question, just in terms of when you look at a true freshman quarterback. He said, I look at the people around him.
Yeah, and I think too, like, Carey, you said that if it's a close game and they've got the ball late. See, I kind of feel like OU's in a position they should win the game. Like, I feel good about Oklahoma's defense. If it's a late game situation and they got to get one stop and it's clear that Michigan's going to have to throw the ball to get the all the way down the field, like that to me is a win for Oklahoma. Should feel good about that against a true freshman quarterback. And that's not to say would it surprise me if Underwood went down and just picked them apart and they scored. I don't think it would surprise me, but it would be disappointing from Oklahoma's standpoint.
No doubt. And especially, it just goes back to what you said. Like, this defensive line has to play well. Go ahead, Josh.
Sorry, Eddie. Sorry. I just want to paint the picture of what we're talking about. Trevor Lawrence, his freshman year, when he starts and comes on, his running back is Travis Etienne, who ran for almost 1,700 yards that year. His receivers are T. Higgins, Justin Ross, and a guy named Hunter Renfrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like, I maybe Michigan has some stars that I haven't seen yet, but I don't think they've got 3 NFL receivers and a top 40 NFL pick at running back. Like, I don't think that's the case. So that's my bigger problem, is I don't think they've got enough around him to take the weight off his shoulders. He's got to do a lot.
Well, and the other thing about it is Brent's exactly right. Like, the crowd can be as important as any defender when you're taking, taking on a true freshman, no matter how talented he is. We know Brent's going to throw the kitchen sink at him. Getting him uneasy, uncomfortable. I mean, that's OU's biggest advantage.
They did it last year against Tennessee.
That place
OU just didn't take advantage.
They were ready to explode,
Mm-hmm.
and every time that they got to that peak point, they turned the ball over.
Yeah, they got after. Like, there's so many similarities to the Tennessee game because it was Nico. We forget he wasn't a true freshman, but it was his first real road experience as a starter. He was a redshirt freshman,
all the way down to the head coach coming back.
Yeah, and OU got after him, made his life hell, and the offense just couldn't take advantage.
It kind of seemed like too when Kendall Dolby got hurt there and early in the first half or midway through the first half. It was just a gut punch for a lot of people, and obviously they didn't lose because of that. But there were moments within that first half that you felt like Oklahoma really missed opportunities.
Yeah, and I also think I do want to say I think Bryce Underwood's going to be better than Nico.
Oh yeah,
but
we might be done with Nico. Just based off UCLA's experience.
They were terrible.
They're awful. They're awful.
I'm glad that he, like Cordell told us, I'm glad he got a chance to show his talent. He just needed to be part of a real offense and got to shine.
By the way, I know this is just going to get crapped on, but the only true freshman with better stats than this guy is Trevor Lawrence. Sam Howell, true freshman. Threw for 3,000.
Where's he at now?
3,600. He got traded from.
He just got cut by the Commanders, didn't he?
No. He was in a trade recently. I think he was with the Rams, maybe, or he went to the Rams.
Sam Howell was a baller though at Carolina.
Had 38 touchdowns as a true freshman. Only 7 interceptions.
Sam Howell is currently a professional football quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles the National Football League.
Somebody got Carson.
He was with the Vikings though.
That's right. Yeah, the Vikings.
Because he's with the Commanders, but then I think he did get traded. I think you're right, Kerry.
Yeah, this was on Sunday. Completely missed that. The Vikings signed Carson Wentz and then traded Sam Howell.
Yeah. They basically,
Yeah, it was last week. That's crazy.
Anyway, Sam Howell, I totally forgot about him being a true freshman starter. But he got a lot of comparisons to Baker. That always kind of irked me because I didn't think he was Baker. But anyway. All right.
Kind of have the same flair, I think.
We have a slight situation developing. We got to do another emergency show. Kirk Herbstreit has hit up the boys on the family business and said he can do 3:00. So,
beautiful!
Oh, wow, there we go.
And it is currently 2:11, and they're racing to get here.
They should have police escorts.
Maybe
That's
Bob
awesome.
can make a call, or Joe C could make a call.
Either one. This is why we hired them. Police escorts.
So we got Herbstreit coming on family business. Should we tease the one that Eddie and I got coming on tomorrow?
Yeah, I think we can.
Josh Pate.
Josh Pate will be joining us on Thursday mornings. Looking forward to that. It's a
big college football
massive week.
personalities.
I'm telling you, man, there is. I think on 3, we tweeted out something this morning just with the weekend schedule and stuff. And it's kind of like you said, Josh, in the recruiting world, in everything that goes into Saturday night, there are a number, like if you want to change this narrative that's out there around Brent Venables and the OU football program and just everything that is year 4, you go win on Saturday night and hopefully you can build a little bit of momentum. And certainly don't win Saturday and then go lose in Philadelphia. I might just stay on Kensington Street and do heroin the rest of my life. And I still might. They win both weekends, I might.
I think, Eddie, that feels like maybe an excuse.
Oh, no, I'm not a needles guy. That's the one good thing. I don't think I'd ever do heroin.
Again, I got you.
I wonder if Kirk Herbstreit's ever done heroin. We'll ask him today.
Just the dogs. They're the ones that do it. All right.
It's here.
It's here, guys. It's going to be awesome.
Michigan. I'm excited about it.
North Oval. Come check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Are we doing?
I think we're doing it. I've just been hemming and hawing about committing to it. Yeah, I mean, we'll get you times. I mean, we'll put plastered all over social media and the website. I'm going to call OU and tell them that we're in. So
a lot of dignitaries are coming in town this weekend, I feel like.
Chance Cosby's coming into town. Love that guy.
It's going to be awesome. I'm definitely going to be set up.
3 pieces of pecan.
I'm going to be rolling by his tailgate just to see what what are you guys cooking over here?
Is he going to set up a tailgate?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I think so.
We all have to go over there.
I hope some
Is he going to do it on the North Oval?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Some of the queso he makes on his Instagram and stuff.
He gave out the Mont's.
It's the Mont's recipe, right?
Yeah. It looks amazing.
But he said, last time he was here, you guys were gone. He said the Mont contacted him. He was thinking like he was in trouble. And they were just telling him that he missed one little thing in his recipe, which was nutmeg.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would have never have known that nutmeg is in the Mont queso.
Or no. It was not nutmeg.
Like a cinnamon?
Almost? No.
Isn't that what nutmeg is?
Mexican. God, what's that spice?
Oregano.
Not oregano.
I have no idea. Cheese. Mozzarella.
Hold on. It's a very popular spice. I mean,
cayenne.
Something with the C, I want to say. Cumin. It was cumin. There you go. George?
I would have never come up with that.
That was Andrew in the
Oh,
production.
okay. Wow, I've never heard that before.
He was also the one
I said it twice.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was cumin. Yeah. So if you go find that Instagram post that he makes the Mont queso, add some cumin to it.
I'll share it on Instagram. We'll share it on the Scoop Instagram account. Go follow it.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, George is doing a great job helping to build up the Instagram page.
Trying to do some more reels and stuff like that.
Willie's made him jealous, I think.
Hopefully on
you're not gonna out J School me, School kid.
Hey, I built the OU Daily. Just kidding.
No, I mean you did a great job. That's why you're here.
Thanks.
I said something nice about George.
I appreciate that, Carrie. You're a great boss.
Hey, man, I don't like that laugh.
That was the most condescending.
I agree.
Hey, we did get the new studio set today.
It's crazy.
Looks awesome.
Oh, did we? Did we get it? Mr. showed up at noon.
You didn't tell me I needed to help carry it.
I believe when you left last night, you were like, "Hey, I'll be back tomorrow. Try and help out if I can." We've already established you don't need to be around.
When I said it was a lie. So I just thought that was.
Eddie was
did you want me? Did you want me here to watch, or did you just not want me here at all?
Better off just not being here.
I think that's 100% the
agreed.
I hired out help,
and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I was ready for this conversation.
I just didn't expect that we were going to take it apart without unloading it first.
Well, that's just ridiculous the way that they had it delivered.
Yeah,
I also did. To be fair,
what do they expect people to do?
They wanted me to rent a forklift and get it down here so they could get it off.
Crazy.
I mean, do TV stations have forklifts?
No, but they have loading docks usually.
I don't know if they do or not.
Well, some do.
Well, the moving company did a great job. I do want to say in my defense, I did text at whatever time that was in the group text. I was like, do you need me to come? And you just didn't.
Yeah, because I was too busy trying to keep the truck driver from leaving with all our stuff.
I don't know. What was his plan of action if he would have left?
Where was he going?
He said he needed to go pick up a load in Dallas.
What was
how was he going to
just leave our
Where
stuff
was he going
somewhere?
to put it?
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. I have no idea. But it doesn't matter. We got it taken care of. It was chaos, but it was fun.
It looks great, though.
Well, it's all in pieces. You can't really tell.
Well, I went in there and looked at it, and it looks cool. The pieces.
Stay away from it.
Okay, you don't want my help, then I won't help.
100%.
No, I'm gonna start putting it together. So, a lot of stuff going on. But no, I'm excited. We're closer. Don't expect it to happen overnight, but we're closer.
Lincoln Riley closer, like closer, like actually
God.
closer.
We're like not Lincoln Riley close.
Josh, real quick before we get out of here, Kalen DeBoer make it through the season?
Man,
they're awful.
Yeah, that was bad.
I just watched the highlights from the cut-ups of the I think it's called Super Highlights or something like that. There were guys legitimately like jogging out there. Nick Saban has to have like a one-on-one meeting with Kalen DeBoer.
And honestly, that's my I don't know if that whole staff makes it through. The Kane Womack guy, who they thought was like this great hire when they made it, because he was head coach at
South Alabama, I think.
Yeah. Like, and kind of was like a rising star, but that defense has looked awful. We saw it last year against Oklahoma when OU literally had no tricks in their bag and just kind of did this one thing in Alabama and never adjusted to it. LSU figured it out in like 2 minutes and we're fine. So I think he may have to. He may be the sacrificial lamb on that.
By the way, we're okay. Kirk is graciously pushed till 3:30. So
shout out.
By the way, I did want to bring up this one tweet that our guy Clayton, is that Safey? Did you guys figure out how to say his last name?
Yeah, Safey. Yeah.
Did you see the tweet he had about the Michigan Edge TJ guy?
Awesome.
Now,
I kind of like it.
Jayshawn Barham, he's been suspended because of a targeting foul in the second half of the first game against New Mexico. They asked, this is just the tweet, Michigan Edge TJ guy on what Jayshawn Barham will do when he comes back for second half versus Oklahoma. And the quote was, shit up for real.
I love it. That's great. There needs to be a fist fight on Saturday.
I also think that guy probably will.
He probably will try.
Yeah, he's very good.
Crazy.
He's good, and he's
not lying when he says that.
Can you imagine though if somebody would have said that on Monday night in Norman? I think they would have had their tongue cut out.
I love that stuff. This new world where Michigan is no longer like the upstanding good guys that wear their wear a scarf around their neck and they're Joe College. Like, they're just like, we don't give a shit what anybody thinks. We're going to say what we want. I love that. We need more of that. It's become so sterile sometimes.
You're going to pay guys hundreds of thousands of dollars and then not let them just talk like normal people. I mean, we're living in a different world.
I thought it was great. I think it's going to be a great game on Saturday. Are we all picking OU?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Same.
I do think it'll be a close. I'm going to pick a close score. And when I say close,
I don't think OU's going to cover. I think it's going to be close.
I could go either way. We'll see what happens.
Depending
by Friday,
on, I guess the line, depending on where you look at, like I think it'll be like a 24-20 type game.
I'm going to need some more of your offensive line starter reports before I decide.
I need them too. What's the over/under on the game?
I don't know.
It's like 42.5 or something like that.
Damn, so they think it's going to be a low-scoring game if that's the case.
I kind of think it will be like 2017 or something like that.
37, so that'd be under.
37's the over/under?
No. 20.
No. He's saying that's what
your score equals out to, yeah.
It is. God, there are some bad games this weekend. I am interested to see what Kansas can do over in Columbia.
Yeah, it's around. I see anywhere from like 45.5 to like 47.5.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh no, 47 is when it opened. It's come down a point or two.
Currently 45.5 on Scores and Odds.
So yeah, like 24-20. That's where I think it'll be somewhere in that range.
24-20. There'd be some butt puckering for sure.
Yeah.
I will tell you this. It's nice to be out of the Big 12 where Kansas State and Iowa State always embarrass you early in the year.
What do you mean?
Well, I saw that Iowa State and Iowa are getting ready to play this weekend. So it seems like they can never beat Iowa.
They did last year.
Where is that game?
It is in Ames.
It's in Ames because they went to Iowa City last year and won.
What time is the Missouri game?
2:30.
Oh, I'll watch that.
That's
sure.
at 2:30. OSU Oregon's at 2:30.
You got Ole Miss Kentucky this weekend.
Crazy. Why are they playing a conference game?
I think Kentucky is going to get run off the field.
They might.
We were talking about their numbers in the post game.
I think
terrible.
Mark Stoops is checked out there.
He might be.
They didn't let him out when he wanted out. Kansas, Missouri.
Somebody said it might have been Fornelli or somebody that said that he gets fired at Kentucky. Ferentz retires at Iowa. The whole Stoops crew goes back to Iowa. Is that the way this is supposed to end?
Oh, that would be awesome.
That'd be cool.
Also, for all the Kansas and Missouri fans out there whining about it not being college game day,
shut up.
You don't have real football
complaining about
programs. This is blue blood football, big boy football on Saturday in Norman.
Who's complaining?
Kansas and Missouri fans. They thought that they deserved game day.
I think the fact that they wanted game day tells you everything you need to know about both of those programs.
Correct.
By the way,
you know what I mean? It's like
how
you
bad
just kind of accept game day when it's there.
How bad does Oregon beat Oklahoma State this weekend?
The line's like 20.
I don't think it's as
29
bad.
and a half.
29.
I don't think it's as bad as you think it will be, but it's going to be bad.
The Mike Gundy stuff
OSU's going to be bad.
With Dan Lanning this week was interesting. Like I only saw the press conference clip at first, but then I heard what he said on his radio show, and now I kind of understand why Dan Lanning went at him.
Dan Lanning's crazy.
Yeah.
Mike Gundy.
Neither one of them is lying.
Remember what Dan Lanning did when they mic'd him up in his locker room before that game? What was that, Ohio State game?
No, that was the Colorado game.
No, the Colorado game.
Okay.
Very similar vibe.
Yeah, about we're not about
not
social
playing for
media.
clicks.
Yeah, not playing for clicks. That's what it was.
Yeah. I will say I
bet they beat them by 40 plus.
40.
They're going to kill them.
That very well could happen.
I also think that
Oklahoma State's bad.
They are bad. I don't think either guy was lying in what they said.
No, they're both kind of right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird that was I don't know. Maybe that's what Gundy wants in a way, because they are probably walking into a little bit of a hornet's nest. I don't know how they're going to move the ball.
It's amazing that coaches are fighting over whether they have money or not. Like, that is just ridiculous.
It's a really, and this is, okay.
And then Mike Gundy turns around and does his own commercial for a wireless company.
Which it is a great commercial. It's an unbelievable commercial. They should give Jenny a free wireless.
Oh, yeah, she should be involved in that.
She should have.
Maybe like give her some fried chicken for life or something.
Fried chicken?
Pause.
That was the Bobby Reed thing, remember? That she reported. That set him off in the first place.
I thought you meant like
I thought we were bringing back "Is This Racist" as a segment.
No, she had reported that that's what set Mike Gundy off, is that his mother was hand feeding him chicken after the game, waiting for the team bus.
I want fried chicken
from Karen. Feeding
it doesn't matter as long as it's good. I don't care. I'm starving.
Maybe we should arrange that scene at the tailgate.
Speaking of which, I might go get Cane's for lunch today. That sounds kind of good.
We had it the other day. It was amazing.
It was good. 3-piece hits during lunch.
College game day just arrived. Per the Daily.
Who's the guest picker?
Oh, God.
I haven't seen yet.
I think it's going to be Trae Young.
He has
it's Trae Young, I think.
He has some type of
There's a pickleball tournament Friday.
Why is it not Bob Stoops? That feels like such a layup.
I know. He's not involved with... That was my number 2 if I was going to make a betting line.
Has he ever done it?
No, because he went and started doing Fox for a while.
Yeah, that's right.
But why... this is no offense to Trae Young. I think he'd be a fine, guest picker, better than Blake Shelton last year. But Bob Stoops would be amazing.
When ESPN comes and does the game day stuff, do they go to the university and say, do you have a list of people that you would like to see, or does ESPN just kind of go rogue and they do their own
That's
thing?
A good question.
I don't know.
We should ask Dari.
Yeah, I have no idea. I could just see that.
Ask Kirk on the show today.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Be a good question. First one without Lee Corso. Kind of crazy.
I know. I don't know if we could bring that up to Kirk. He might start crying.
Yeah, it was
That'd be great
pretty
for
cool.
clicks, though.
It was a pretty
What
cool.
if they bring in Corso as the guest picker?
That'd be amazing, and he just did it every week.
It would also be. It would.
It's like, what are you doing? You can't do that. You'd have to take back all of the, the
farewell
stuff. Yeah, that'd be funny though.
All right. It's
maybe CeeDee Lamb could come up because he plays Thursday night.
Thursday, yeah.
I don't think CeeDee's been doing a lot of hanging around at OU stuff.
I don't know. He's been back. He was back for a game last year, I think. Wasn't he? Or the spring game? Maybe that was a couple years ago.
I want to say it was 2 years ago, maybe. I don't know. And it's not to say that, like, I don't think that he's had a falling out or anything. Just all the guys that he played for.
Why not like Sam Bradford? Sam Bradford would be better than Trae Young.
I don't know. If they asked him, I'm sure he would do it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hawking poncho stuff.
Yeah. He's hurting. He's hurting for money right now.
Sam Bradford would be. That's cool. Who I would pick. Sam.
Might be a little too late to start a campaign. Yeah. Maybe he's waiting for when they play in the college football playoff here.
I just think Trae Young's kind of a boring pick.
I'm going to let you deal with Bob. No Thunder. No, I'm sorry. No Thunder.
That was Andrew.
Andrew in the control room said it should be.
Where would the Aaron Wiggins connection be?
There is none.
Oh.
If it's Shea, I'm down if Andrew. I would be down if it was Shea. But anybody else, no.
He was on Nardwuar. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I saw that he was going to be on there.
I haven't seen
the
interview, but yeah.
It's funny.
I think Josh had to go pick up the girls. So,
is there school today?
Yeah, Labor Day was just Monday.
I didn't know that.
I think one of the family business have arrived. Maybe. All right, man, it's going to be an awesome weekend. Looking forward to all the coverage as well.
It could also be a terrible weekend.
Could be a terrible weekend. Yeah,
it's a moment of truth weekend.
Yes, moment of truth. Team Show Me. You've been saying Team Show Me, which I think is great.
I hope Team Show Me shows up.
Yeah.
Because if not,
you're right. I mean, all you have to do is think back to last year in that Tennessee game. Like, how bad
I want to go back and
go.
listen to our pod that week because they were so bad in those first few games that surely we weren't like, oh,
I think we were on the they're gonna find a way.
Yeah.
But when somebody says that probably means that it's not going to go well.
It does feel like there's a lot more optimism.
I know that Tennessee
100%
instant reaction that you guys did is one of the highest viewed.
It's like 30,000 something, right?
Pieces of content on it. I think it was like 45, 48.
Wow.
I think that had a lot to do with just everything that went down in that game and Tennessee fans just being crazy.
Yeah. Tennessee fans.
I think Michigan,
well, I mean, it was
Michigan
just there was so much on the line. I mean,
sure.
It was OU's chance to get back, and then for it to play out like it did. I mean, that terribly, and the offense to fall apart like that.
Kind of like this weekend. It's like this is their chance. Like
the Instant Reaction Tennessee show has 48,716 views.
I didn't realize there's that many. That'd be awesome. We got that this weekend, but I mean,
Sights and Sounds Texas, the one Dylan won, 45,000.
Nice. If OU wins this weekend, I think they're going to be in the top 10.
It's crazy,
or at least very close.
Not crazy. Like, yeah. It's just that would be a crazy situation to wake up on Sunday or Monday. With
actually, the Caleb Williams OU Texas Sights and Sounds 69,000.
Nice. That was a crazy game. We were rewatching it the other day. Absolutely insane. They've played some pretty thrilling games down there at the Cotton Bowl.
By the way, in regards to Elijah Thomas, one thing I was going to bring up is that we were watching those games yesterday, and we were talking about how Hollywood Brown didn't emerge until halfway through the season.
Correct.
I mean, sometimes it really is just about the connection with the quarterback and a receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, an injury or whatever.
In that same year, they had a really tough non-conference game. They went to Columbus early in that season, and it was a lot of Jeff Badette, Dimitri Flowers, Mark Andrews.
Jeff Badette,
CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb. Like it was guys that they, were counting. I mean, CeeDee Lamb was a true freshman.
Jeff Badette was playing a ton in that game in Knoxville. I had completely forgotten about that.
Yeah.
All right. Memory lane closed. We'll be back again on Saturday at the North Oval. We'll get you guys times and when it's going to be there and all that stuff. So I got to go hit those guys up right now. But we appreciate everybody being a part of this. We'll love to see you Saturday if you want to come out. I'm sure it's going to be at least double the size of what it was for the opener. So thank you everybody for listening. Remember, it's just $1 to subscribe. This is the time you want to do it. Get in there, get that $1, and get all this coverage that we're giving you guys on the website at Soonerscoop.com. So thanks for listening. We'll be back next time for another edition of the Unofficial 40 podcast right here on Soonerscoop.com.